6 years ago, I left everything behind and I booked a one-way ticket to Bali. And I didn't think twice about my choice. 6 years ago, I finally decided to listen to that little voice we all have in our heads. It was telling me that I needed to jump in the unknown, that it was craving adventure, distance, and a brave gesture. Somehow, I found the strength in my guts to take that leap of faith, not knowing that I was embarking in the most magical and beautiful life experience that is still guiding my life till today. When I left Morocco, I was suffocating from the life, myself, my family situation, and the society had planned for me. And I was not fulfilled, I was not happy, but I couldn't express why or how I was feeling. I was just looking for an escape. And I was convinced that by just going to Bali, I will find a job there. So once I arrived in Bali, I just had enough money for a couple of months. So I needed to find a job very, very quickly. And I started applying everywhere I could, but I couldn't find any job suitable in line with what I had learned and studied for those 6 years I spent in Paris. And this is the moment my life lessons started. Because in order to survive and not to ask help from anyone, I worked as a bartender, waitress, managing restaurants, organizing events, modeling, and so on, all the small jobs I could find. I was living nicely, but I was not fulfilled. It was obvious that I was not living my best life, but I had no other choice. And one night, I had a dream about my late grandfather who had just passed away. And he was telling me to start my own business. When I woke up the day after, I couldn't wrap my head around that dream. Of course, I always dreamt of becoming my own boss. But again, all these ideas that the society puts in our heads, I was too young. I didn't study how to become an entrepreneur. I didn't have enough experience. Well, you know the drill. A few days after that dream, I decided to go have my morning ritual. I go on the beach and have a little chat with God. And that day, I met a man on the beach. He was kind of looked depressed and looked sad. It's not of my habit to go talk to people, especially he was Indonesian. So I wasn't super fluent in Indonesian at that time. So I went and I told him what was going on. And he explained that he was in a very, very hard financial situation and that nobody was ordering jewelry for him anymore and that he kind of needed help. And honestly, I decided to order jewelry for him. I went back home. I drew some necklaces, not knowing what I was doing. I just let my hand, draw. He made them for me. And then when he brought them back, I was just amazed by the quality of what I had. And I decided to go sell them on those Sunday pop-up markets. And that day, I sold all of them. Honestly, I never thought about what I was doing. I was only driven by passion and the fact that I was doing something good and that I loved. My business slowly grew. And as I had no investor, no loan, and I did everything by myself. And I remember when I was telling people what I was doing or planning on doing, nobody believed in me. And they were all thinking that I needed to find a more serious job, that I was playing, and I needed to have like a serious job in order to live. Today, I am sold on every continent. my brand have been featured on Vogue magazine, Vanity Fair, and so on. My jewelry is worn by international celebrities. I am financially independent and I make a very good living from what started as a dream or a crazy idea. I have had many opportunities to mentor young entrepreneurs, and today I have the great honor to share my story with you. And by all of these, what I mean is, if you have a dream, if you have something that you're passionate about, don't let anybody discourage you. Or you have to believe in yourself, because nobody's going to believe in yourself, as you can do it. Eventually they will, when you become the pride and joy. But before that, it's only on your hands. And only today, I know what kept me going and believing in myself through all these obstacles that came my way, all the sleepless nights, all the very tight months when you don't know how you're going to pay your rent. It was my journey, and nobody could understand. What kept me going was faith. I was guided. I am guided. We are all guided. Jumping in the unknown, leaving my comfort zone made me experience unimaginable and magical things. I met wonderful and beautiful souls along the way. I opened my heart, I opened my eyes, I grew so much. I felt free, I feel free and alive. And looking back today, I wouldn't do it any other way. The tears, the struggle, the fears made me who I am. I broke free from ideas that were not mine. I pushed the limits, I pushed my limits. I discovered who I am. I learned to love myself. I learned to forgive myself. And I learned how to become my better self. My spiritual and personal journey started the day I took that leap of faith, the day I jumped in the unknown. And today, oh my God, how much I love the unknown. I'm excited about leaving my comfort zone. I'm excited about how I will face new obstacles now. I'm excited about learning, thrilled about discovering new things, meeting new people, and all the opportunities, because for me today, there are only opportunities to do better, no failure. When you have faith that you're guided, you become unstoppable and limitless. And when I think about why jewelry, why not clothing? It could have been clothing. I was more comfortable doing clothing than jewelry. The answer is so clear and obvious. The jewelry I'm creating represents all the strength that I had to go find inside myself in order to become the woman that I am today. All the fights life threw at me. So it is big, it is tribal, it is a statement. I'm drawing a beautiful armor that I'm offering to every woman. It's also a piece of myself, a piece of my energy and strength to accompany all the women into their daily fights. And what I came actually today to share with you is that my journey taught me a lot of things. And I think that the main messages that I want to share with you are: giving back was always something meaningful to me as a child. And as I grew, I always had this great desire to help people, but I always thought that I needed to have money in order to help. That man on the beach that I helped, that I decided to help, when I had no money, I was in a very hard situation, opened unimaginable and magical doors in my life. It made me realize how powerful the intention is, how selflessness is empowering, and how much pure generosity is the key to unicity. We are all linked, and by the strongest link ever, which is love. So in order to move forward, we have to give back. And it's the very core of life. Second lesson, not finding a suitable job taught me humility. And oh God, at that time how much I needed to learn that the ego is our worst enemy. How I freed myself from society's opinion and my own judgment made me realize how much pressure we put on ourselves for no reasonable reason. Society dictates us rules and we obey without asking question, without asking why. And we torture ourselves to try to fit in, to please everyone, forgetting who we are, what we want, what fulfills us, what do we like, yeah, everything basically. And we are running after money, materialistic things, expensive things, because we want to belong to some social category. And we forget the pure essence of life, the secret to happiness and abundance is gratitude. The more we try to control and shape life as it should be, or how we want it to be or to look like, we cut ourselves from our real abundance. By neglecting our connection to the divine, to God, to the universe, we neglect a huge part of ourselves. And the only way to be aligned and grounded is to let go and have faith. What can I say? We are guided. We're more than guided. And we're here for a greater purpose than just make money and eat food. If only we were paying attention to all the signs the universe and God is sending us, and instead of letting fear control our life and keeping us from becoming the better version of ourselves. So today, what I want to tell you is, please take risks. Don't let anybody discourage you. Be brave, be spontaneous, be passionate, be unreasonable, be fearless, be free, be you. And that's why today I am more than dedicated to empower as much as I can, to give back all that I can, and to dream big more than I can.